Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome everybody to the Pakistani embassy. I'm always encouraged to meet and engage with the Pakistani community, the Pakistani diaspora. आज हम बड़ा अहम सर्कमस्टांसेस में यहाँ DC भी आए हैं और आपसे मुलाकात हो रहा है। वैसे तो आप किसी पाकिस्तानी को पाकिस्तान से निकाल सकते हो, लेकिन पाकिस्तान को पाकिस्तानी के दिल से नहीं निकाल सकते। यहाँ ज़रूर रह रहे होंगे, लेकिन आपका दिल पाकिस्तान के साथ धड़कता है। और आप सब परेशानी हो रहे होंगे जब we have people who don't understand Urdu in the audience. I think I see one person. Let's transition into English for our one friend. I'm sure all of you were very alarmed when you were watching as the escalations between India and Pakistan were increasingly dangerous. I'm sure at the same time you're very proud of the way in which your armed forces, your Air Force defended your country, the way in which Pakistani citizens, Pakistani Naujawan, or the youth of Pakistan defended their country on the digital frontier. And as a result of all those efforts, Pakistan was not only able to sustain an upper hand in this conflict, give India a bloody nose in this conflict, but then we also managed to achieve a ceasefire. And while we saw military success, we also saw diplomatic success. Diplomatic success would not have been possible without the efforts of the strong team at our Foreign Office, and particularly our teams here in DC and in the course of 5 days, you undid decades of Indian foreign policy. In the course of 5 days, you rehyphenated India and Pakistan. You internationalized the Kashmir dispute. And in the course of 5 days, you exposed Indian lies as far as Pakistan support करते हैं। तो इन 5 दिन में जो सफारती सतह पे these 5 days what we managed to achieve on the diplomatic front, these 5 days what we managed to achieve on the military front has resulted in Pakistan being in a far better position than we were in the past. But we must build on this momentum. We can't be lulled into a false sense of ease that ceasefire ho gaya, the masle khatam. The truth of the matter is that the region, the world, is a less safe place today than when we started off this conflict. The threshold for war and full-on war between India and Pakistan has fallen drastically in a way that we've never seen before. The escalation ladder that we all experienced during this conflict is before you. Technically, as it stands, it means the next time there's a terrorist attack in India, 5 दिन इंतजार नहीं होगा. That night our planes will be in the air. And theoretically, if Pakistan is to follow the precedent set by India, the next time there's a terrorist attack in Balochistan, our planes will be in the air. That's not a position I want to see our country in. We can't be so trigger happy with nuclear war. That sort of instability can take our region to the brink, and given where we are geographically, the geopolitics of our region, that's just a slip away from a broader conflict that may draw in superpowers. And it is up to Pakistan to be the responsible party now. We may be the smaller country, we may have less resources, but we are the ones who have to be the responsible party now. It takes far more courage to advocate for peace than it does for war. And that is why I'm so incredibly proud of the position of the Pakistani government and the mission that this delegation has been given. Because our mission is to achieve that peace. Our mission is to engage with the international community and recruit them to this purpose. Then come work with us. Let's establish peace in South Asia. Let's have a dialogue with India. Let's rely on dialogue and diplomacy in the pursuit of this peace. As we stand, India doesn't agree with it. They say that they don't want an investigation into the terrorist attacks that happened. They're just going to attack you. They don't want mediation, and they don't want dialogue. There's a Khurram Dastagir's 3 no's. But let me tell you, hum unko majboor karenge. They will have to talk to Pakistan. They will have to talk peace. Their own friends will tell them. Their own allies will tell them that you have to talk peace. In order to achieve that goal, what we require is your assistance. हम तो आगे हैं एक दो दिन में चले जाएंगे. As much as the impact we can make with the think tanks, with the media, and our first round of engagement with state and the politicians over here, we will do. But this message you must continue once we depart. And there's no reason to be apologetic. I think it's time for Pakistan to stop being apologetic. टेररिज्म का मुकाबला हम करते हैं. जितना पाकिस्तान दहशतगर्दी का मुकाबला करता है कोई और नहीं. जितना पाकिस्तान ने दहशतगर्दी के जंग में कुर्बानियां दिया है, किसी एक और मुल्क ने उतना कुर्बानियां नहीं दिया है. कौन है भारत हमें कहने के लिए दहशतगर्दी का मुकाबला करे? हम खुद दहशतगर्दी का मुकाबला करते आ रहे, करते रहेंगे. It's time to stand our ground. We're not going to be bullied by local hegemons or anybody else. We are confident in the capacity of our armed forces to defend ourselves. We are confident in the capacity of our armed forces to take on any form of terrorist threat. We believe that it is in our interest, the people of Pakistan's interest, and the people of India's interest, that we sit down, have a comprehensive dialogue, start with the issue of Kashmir, absolutely discuss the issue of terrorism. If there's more cooperation we can do, let's do more cooperation. Obviously discuss our water issue. Why would any nation tolerate the cutting off of its water supply? This is a war crime. It's a crime against humanity. Even the threat to cut off our water is a violation in the United Nations Charter. So we're not going to back down from our point of view, but we're not going to be scared of seeking peace. And I want to share with you that we went to New York. I didn't necessarily know what to expect in our engagements at the United Nations and elsewhere. Everybody we have met has been receptive to Pakistan's plea for peace. Everybody who we have met has appreciated Pakistan's transparency and credibility during this conflict. Pakistan today is a very different Pakistan. We are not the caricature that India paints of us on their media. We are not the Pakistan that the RSS has convinced the Indian public that we are. We are a very, very different Pakistan. The entire political leadership has faced these terrorists on the political front. We have not only confronted them, we've sacrificed while confronted them, paid the ultimate price. पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी की शहीद तो आपको मालूम है. मुस्लिम लीग नवाज के जो सियासतदान कुर्बानियाँ दी हैं, MQM ने जो शक्ति देखा, अपने सियासी सतह पे दहशतगर्दी का मुकाबले करते हुए कुर्बानियाँ दी हैं. we're not the same sort of mindset as in the 80s or उससे पहले जो confused थे कि कोई good Taliban है, bad Taliban है, अच्छा दहशत करता है, बुरा दहशत करता है. पाकिस्तान में political consensus है, across the board political consensus that terrorists are not a friend of Pakistan. Our military leadership has no confusion. This is not sort of the old military leadership that had fought at one stage the first Afghan war and then was entering into a new conflict and were attached to old perception. Our current military leadership earned their military honors on the battlefield in South Waziristan fighting these terrorists. There's no confusion in any corner of our mind, in any corner of this. So is baat pe I feel that we have absolutely no reason to be apologetic. इसी sort of vigor के साथ पाकिस्तान का मौक़िफ़ का दिफा करें, दहशतगर्दी के इल्ज़ामात पे मतलब दो लोग जवाब देते हैं, हम भी और आपको भी देना चाहिए, मगर साथ साथ आपकी मदद की ज़रूरत है कि हम इंगेज करें, कन्विंस करें कि जो ममालिक भारत के दोस्त वो भारत को समझें कि इस दफ़ा इन्होंने आपके 6 ग्रास गिराए हैं, अगली बार आपका एफोर्स नहीं रखेगा. It's really interesting because I've been coming to DC for quite some time now, and you hear that India is a net security provider, right? India is supposed to be everyone's net security provider. Now, the country that can't protect its own planes, what net security is it going to provide anybody else? India is supposed to be a counterweight to a certain power in our region. India is not even a paperweight, leave alone a counterweight. Your taxpayer dollars go into subsidizing the Indian economy, subsidizing the Indian military, so that they can be this grand net security provider. That concept has fallen apart. They are not a net security provider. They are the source of insecurity in South Asia, and obviously if you're a source of insecurity between India and Pakistan, that has global consequences. So not a source of security, a source of insecurity. Their actions, their decisions have exposed them for this. Now our case is that the real net security provider is peace between India and Pakistan. If India and Pakistan have peace, if India and Pakistan can sort out their issues on Kashmir, if India and Pakistan can sort out their differences on terrorism, if India and Pakistan, well, don't start a new front by fighting over water, if India and Pakistan start trading with one another, so that means a more stable South Asia, a more peaceful South Asia, and that's peace for everyone. As we speak, the US is engaged in trade talks with India and with Pakistan. But what I'm saying is that jitna bhi successful unka trade talks on, right? Whatever great, big, beautiful deal Trump comes up with in India. And if there's peace with Pakistan, then the economic benefit of the very same trade deal would be exponentially higher. And for the simple reason that there will be 240 more million people buying those exact same products that you're making the trade deal with India for about. Pakistan and India now आपस में trade करते हैं, और इस conflict के बाद हमने transit trade भी बंद कर दिया है. आज नहीं तो कल हम trade करना शुरू कर देंगे. उसका मुआशी असरात ना सिर्फ पाकिस्तान पे होंगे, but whoever's doing business in India, whether it's the United States or whether it's any other country, it doesn't serve their purposes to have a belligerent warmongering India that at a flick of a switch can go to raise the threshold to a nuclear war. It serves our interests, it serves their interests that we continue to pursue the path of peace and hopefully achieve peace. I don't want to keep you from your dinner any longer, but in conclusion, Pakistan needs you, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you to amplify our message, to amplify our Pakistan's cause, and I'm extremely optimistic that inshallah ta'ala, इस जहद में हम कामयाब होंगे. I'd like to thank our teams, our diplomatic teams for working around the clock to put together such a busy schedule for us. And inshallah ta'ala, tomorrow we have more commitments on the Hill and the State Department, and even more interviews to do. And then after Friday we'll be moving on to our next destination and hand over the baton to you guys to complete the mission. Thank you so much.